Today guys, we're going to show you these universal brackets from Truckhardware. They're 758-053. They're the new heavy duty style bracket, much easier to use than the traditional 755-990. We're going to install them with some gator back flaps. So these universal brackets are going to mount to the pinch weld of the truck box. We're going to keep it flush to the edge of the wheel well. That'll allow us to take the gator back flap and mount it in here, and it gives support to that inside edge. The 758-053 kit comes with all the hardware you need, self-tapping screws, washers, everything's ready to go. So we're going to start first with this universal bracket. Like I said, find the pinch weld on your box, line up these two holes and make sure that you're still flush to this outside edge. Now before I put the second screw in, I want to just verify that this is flush with the edge. Gives you a nice solid surface to mount that flap to. And there you have it with the bracket. This bracket also comes with an extension piece. If you choose to extend it out to your wheel well, you can also attach it to the lip of the wheel well if you need it. On this particular truck, we aren't going to need it just because the inner well here is right in the way. So now that that bracket's on there, once we affix the mud flap to this outside edge, we'll be able to attach it right to that bracket. Now with the bracket installed, we're going to take this gator back flap and install it first on the outside lip of the wheel well. You got to determine whatever height you want. A lot of times the bracket's going to kind of set the height that you have available to you. So we're going to start with this one here. And you're going to want to make sure that your passenger side is the same height as well. We want to start with just the very top screw so that we can level these to the ground. So for this, use your included self-tapping screws that come with your gator back flaps. One of these self-tappers and a washer. And then just kind of figure where your height is that you want. On the one more thing I want to show you, on the outside edge of these gator backs, there's this lip. Just set the lip right to the outside edge. That'll give you the right clearance. And then we're going to start by just installing one of these self-tapping screws through the lip of that wheel well. There, and that will kind of hold the flap up there where right now you'll be able to go back to the rear of the vehicle. Make sure that the flap is level to the ground before we attach the other three screws in here. And then we'll put a supporting screw through this bracket right there. So now that we've leveled these flaps to the ground from the rear of the truck, we're going to go ahead and attach another self-tapping screw through the flap into this outside edge of the wheel well. Just make sure you actually hit the wheel well. So right now that flap is basically attached. We still have another screw to install in here on the outside edge, and then we're going to put this bolt through the bracket to support the inside edge. Let's see here. Find that lip right there. Now that we've got these screws attached to the outside edge of this wheel well, you're ready to attach the flap itself to the bracket. What I've done here is drilled a little hole here that lines up with the bracket. You can see that hole in there. We're going to insert bolt with a washer through that hole and then through the bracket. So once you get that in, on the back side you'll use a washer and a nut. In some setups it might be easier to remove the wheel to install the mud flaps. On this one we had enough area just to reach around and do it. Snug that up. You'll see now that the bracket is supporting this inside weight of the flap. It's not going to go anywhere, it's not going to pull down, and then it's also attached to this outside edge of the wheel well. These brackets are excellent for any truck for the most part. Pick them up today at SharpTruck.com.